What's up, guys? Iceman here. Welcome to the Diablo 4 Research Institution. So it's pretty fucked up, isn't it? This game's been out for quite some time now. And it almost seems like the D4 bad meme has almost run its course. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, oh, yeah, D4 bad. Yeah, we know. Let's just move on to something else, which there's a lot of reason to be made for that case. What's really crazy is I actually finally ended up getting the expansion. I was hesitant. It was out for a couple weeks, and I decided to muster up the cash. Well, I had it saved, obviously. I'm a saver. I do gold, silver, all that shit. But I mean, even with that being said, it wouldn't have mattered if, say, I had $10 billion. I still would have waited to the point that I did. I mean, part of me doesn't want to give money to these big companies. I hate to say it. Actually, I love to say it, but I mean, I suppose there's always a very slight element of fear involved when you criticize the powers that be. But yeah, I mean, especially when you have a freaking YouTube channel by the name of one of its games, right? And my other one is based off of Diablo 2. But I'm just being straight with you guys. Yeah, part of me doesn't want to give them money. Now, do they need the money? I don't know. That's a topic for maybe another video. I mean, this is all fiat currency we're talking about. This is all just Federal Reserve spending. You know what I mean? It's just shit. It's coming out of thin air that the global conglomerates have organized. Do they really need the green dollar bills, or rather just the numbers on the screen? I don't really know. At this point, it seems like these industries are just fueled with something that's outside of just wanting the money or whatever. You know, if they wanted the money, I think they'd more so give us products that we want, right? Products that we're willing to buy. They wouldn't be delivering us products where even a guy who has his fucking YouTube channel made after the game and named after the game has to wait a couple weeks before even buying the damn expansion because he's like, is this even a decent game? They've implemented all this woke shit into it. You know, with that being said, it's like, what are we actually buying here? Give us some better character models, will you? Give us some more customization. You know, can we make them pretty? Is that okay to say that? Is that okay to say that word? You guys let me know in the comments below. I'd like to, if I'm looking at something on the screen that I'm playing for 10 hours a day, I like looking at things that are pretty, okay? I don't like looking at things that are ugly as fuck. Maybe that's just me. You can call that nitpicking. But give us some more character customization. Will ya? But with that being said, I bought the expansion. And I decided to almost shelter my ears and my eyes from the outside world, outside of just playing the game, right? So I stopped watching the videos. I stopped listening to the content. And usually I have a video playing on my other screen. My desktop computer has two screens, and I'm playing the game on one screen, and I'm just like watching YouTube videos on the other. But for part of that time, I just exited out of that other screen. I was like, you know, let's run this like the old days. You guys remember the old days? Any guys boomers like me? You remember back in the day when Zelda Ocarina of Time was out? I remember sitting in my room. I was like 12 years old or something, 13 years old. Playing this game on my Nintendo 64, my tube TV. There wasn't much internet. I mean, we had a computer downstairs that had the internet. It was slow. There wasn't a ton of websites on it. Wasn't all the social media. There were like chat rooms or something, but that was pretty much it. Hell, there wasn't even Facebook yet, or even MySpace. So the internet was something where you didn't spend all fucking day on. And it wasn't on your phones, you know, you'd like have to go downstairs on your parents' computer, and it was like slow and it had dial up and shit. So there was still life outside of the internet. And I just remember being in my room with my tube TV with the Nintendo 64, just being fully immersed into that game. And what a crazy thing that was, because that game, like, you grow up as Link, you know, you're young Link and then you grow up. And I was in that phase where I guess you could say approaching manhood. I was just a little ice boy at the time. So Link was growing up, you know, on the screen, and so was I. So I've just felt like I was embodying that. I mean, most of the time, I don't like identify with a character or whatever, like in these examples now, where I like to control a woman. You know, maybe that sounds sexist or whatever, but when I'm on the screen, when I'm playing, I like to control a woman instead of a guy, because the guy, you're just looking at the guy the whole time. He's turning all over, you're looking at his ass. You know, I'd rather control a woman, especially if it's third person or isometric view. So I like controlling the woman. So I'm not really in that anymore where I like identify with the character. I think that's why I'm not into a lot of the games where maybe some guys do that still. Like Dark Souls, for example. I can't help but wonder, are you guys like identifying with these characters or something, or what's going on here? Because I'm not really doing that. But in those days I was. And regardless of that point, I remember having it on the TV screen, and there was no internet and shit all around me. There was no smartphones. Those weren't even in existence. It was just me, the sort of darkness of my room, little window up in the corner, maybe a couple chirps, some birds coming in. My stuff, you know, I had like a nice little shelf of dinosaur toys and things like that. But I was just playing the game. I was like, wow. This is adventurous. This is a journey. This is an experience. We're just so cluttered and crowded nowadays with information and data and opinions. I just feel like, I mean, things become so easy to criticize, right? And yeah, Diablo 4 has its shortcomings. But I was actually having a pretty good time, man. I found Doombringer, the mythic sword. Yeah, it had the purple beam and shit. It's not the best for a summon Mancer, but it is defensive, so she wears it. And she has decent survivability with it. Doing Torment 2, no problem. I don't think I tried Torment 3, but I know I could do it. I could probably do Torment 4, but I like just finding somewhere in the middle. And as long as I can find the best endgame stuff, still I'm okay with doing like Torment 1 or 2. That might just be where my sweet spot is, because I just want to be able to chill. You know, run around with my minions, have them do most of the damage. Maybe find some mythics. Yeah, I'm not going to find them as fast as I would in, say, Torment 2, 3, or 4. But it's going to be easier, and I can have the screen up and watch videos, even though the point kind of was that maybe this is the time to turn off that damn monitor and just play the game and be immersed. But this is an unusual time, because PoE 2 is right around the corner. And it looks good. It looks really good. Have you guys seen any videos on that? I'm going to play the game. Maybe I'll pay for the early access or whatever the hell it is. That is an example of a company that probably deserves the money. You know? Because they're passionate about it. They put a lot of work into the project. And if you look at even the combat, it's like, the combat matters. It's not just like, you know how Diablo 4 is? Like, you don't really know what the enemies are doing to you or whatever, and you don't really know what you're doing. It's just constant screen blowing up, and that's that, you know? Just different visuals, but it's the same, like, mechanics and shit. Just boom, 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 just fucking screen blowing up. Well, with PoE 2, like, this guy's, like, running around, he's, like, freezing the enemies first, and then, or he's throwing ice and shit on the ground, the enemy walks over the ice, it gets like icicle or something, and then you can start shooting it with your other darts, and it goes through the damn thing, and it allows it to shatter, and then the shatter hurts the enemies around it, the shattering from the ice. Like, there's actual, like, combat mechanics, you know? And, like, combo moves and things like that. So it just looks a lot more engaging, and with that being said, it's going to feel more like a real world. And I'm going to be playing that shit, but yeah, I'm curious if you guys are going to be playing that. You want to see videos of that on this channel? Let me know in the comments below. But I mean, how good is Diablo 4 right now? Is it the worst game ever? I mean, that's what a lot of folks are saying. They're saying Diablo 4 bad. Diablo 4 sucks, big you know what. Never going back to it again. Diablo 4 dead. I mean, I don't know. To be honest with you guys, I'm going to jump on it. And I'm going to update you guys on my experience. I'm going to play it for a couple hours. Advance my Necro a bit more. She's maxed out level 60. Paragon like 180 or something. One mythic item so far. It's been a spiritual journey. So I'm going to give that a shot. And I'm going to update you guys. But yeah, where's that game at, you know? Is there hope? Are they going to make another expansion for it? Does it even matter? I'll update you guys on my experience. Talk to you tomorrow. Peace be with you.